Hello, all of my crafty friends. It's Kiona, the craft therapist, here again today for Kraftgali. And today I wanted to bring you guys another pretty cool project, in my opinion, using a neat and tangled set. And this set is called Complementary Colors. I like this sentiment in the two little images, and so that's what we're going to use today, along with some Gina K amalgam ink. I have some Neenah Classic Crest Solar White 80-pound cardstock that I'm going to be using today because we will be doing some Copic coloring. So what I'm just doing here is I'm coloring, stamping out my images so that we can prepare for coloring, and it doesn't matter where they're placed because I am going to cut these images out using my brother's scan and cut. So once I get a nice crisp image on those, we're going to go down to the coloring camera, and I'm going to start out with a purple combination using a BV and a couple Vs. So I'm starting out with my V12. And I'm using this to map out my shadow colors. BV08 is going to be my darkest color, and I am going to be doing a center highlight simply because I want these images to appear rounded. And when you want a rounded image, you want to have your highlight coming in at the center. For my other tube of paint, I'm going to be making a golden yellow combination using a variation of E and YR markers. So E99 is my darkest color, followed by a YR24. And that's just to give me a lot of depth in making this yellow color. I really love this for a golden yellow combination, and again doing a center highlight. Now I'm going to do some very simple coloring because these images are not super big for the hair and skin tone. So I'm just using a 3-color combination to color in his and her hair, and then I will use the same color combination to color in their skin tone. And the reason that I used purple and yellow for this particular card is because they are the complementary colors on the color wheel. So I wanted to give homage, I guess, to the actual sentiment that we're going to use today and make actual complementary colors for the images that we're going to be using. So I'm going in and just coloring up the skin tone, making sure that I placed my shadows where his glasses are, where the paint tubes are near their faces, and things of that sort. Now, the last thing that I'm going to do is bring in a set of C markers, and this is what I'm going to use to color in the actual paint tubes. And I'm again doing a center highlight, starting with my C9, coming in with C7. C5 will be my lightest mid-tone, and then I'll be using my C3 as my highlight color for this, for the tubes of paint. I also colored his pants in that same gray color, and then I took those to my brother's scan and cut to cut them out. Now, off camera, I made some triangles on my Cricut, and I matted those together with some cardstocks from Cricut. This is some of their glitter paper and one of their deluxe paper packs. I'm going to make a little slit, and that's where I'm going to place my sentiment using that sunflower embossing powder and my Versamark Dazzle. Once I get that stamped down, I'm going to go ahead and use my Versamark my embossing powder, and I'm going to heat that until it's smooth and melted with my heat tool. Then I'm going to use some foam tape, and I'm going to double up the foam tape all over the back of these triangles just to provide some dimension on my card. So I'm going to put in one set of the foam tape. I'm going to cut off the edges because I wanted this to be as flush as I could possibly get it. So I was trying to make it super straight just in case you could see any of that outside of the image. Once I have that tape doubled up, then we will do the same thing to the second triangle. So what you're going to have is the sentiment will look recessed against these two triangle pieces that are encasing it. And I just thought that was a kind of cute and fun, different thing to do with the card for today. Very simple card. It does not take a lot to complete this card, but I wanted something that packed a little bit of a punch. And so I thought doing these triangles and providing some dimension and something that is appealing to your eyes for the front of the card would be a fun element. So once I get that foam tape doubled up, I'm going to go ahead and take that off, and I'm going to line that up at the top and the bottom of my square. And of course, I'm making a 5x7 card today because that is my card size of choice. Once I get those triangles in place, I'm going to bring back in those images that we colored up a little while ago, and I'm going to place the guy in the bottom left and the female in the top right. And I'm going to adhere those flat using some of my art glitter glue that I get from maymaymadeit.com. And I'm going to adhere those to our foiled pattern paper. So once we get that down, this is kind of what we have so far. I really love the shimmer. Now, what I did for the inside of my card was I did a reverse. So I have the pattern paper on the bottom and the glitter paper on the top. And then I would just use a gel pen to write on the inside of my card where that little black strip is. Again, just giving a little bit of a variation to a card style, and not having to do anything that is overly complicated. Now I'm using a white 100-pound card base for today, and I'm going to go ahead, and that is going to be top folding. I'm going to glue those in to my card, and this is going to provide a 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. So my black piece is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and that provides a little bit of a border. Of course, I'm bringing in my Spectrum Noir sparkle pen and sparkling up everything. And then I'm going to finish this off with some purple and yellow Nuvo drops. I just thought that sprinkling that in would kind of tie everything together. I hope that you guys enjoyed and have a wonderful day. And I will look forward to hearing from you guys in the comments. Have a wonderful day. Bye.